Hey everyone, just created this channel to share some of my experiences as a slow digital nomad. In the past 3 years, I've traveled across the world, more recently in Tokyo, Bangkok, Buenos Aires, Seoul, Croatia. And I tend to stay in one place for 1 to 2 months minimum, because my goal is to really understand the culture, meet some locals, and really feel like I've experienced a place and know how it is to live there. So I wanted to share a few tips because most of the time people ask me, how do you meet people? Isn't it lonely? And I have some sort of like checklist that I always use whenever I arrive in a new place. So I wanted to share it with the world. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like it, I'd be happy to provide more similar content. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the platforms I use. The most efficient, I would say, is meetup.com. There you can find a bunch of events on different topics. Hiking, if you like soccer, if you like calligraphy, like you find all those events, and it's generally mixed locals and foreigners, which can be nice. The second platform is Eventbrite. One that's a bit less known is Facebook events. You can find events there that are mostly tailored to locals, maybe a salsa night or something like that. And lastly, Instagram, the discovery there is a bit harder, but it's also a good source of ways to meet people. Now, I want to talk about two things, like how do you meet nomads and then how do you meet locals. Talking about nomads first, you can find a Facebook group per city generally. And again, like I don't move every day or every week, like I stay in one big city every month, so this is more tailored for that. And so in each city, I remember split in Croatia, there's a Facebook group where people ask each other, oh, do you want to get coffee? Do you want to get lunch or something? So that's a good way to meet people. But I tend to find that the most active groups are actually on WhatsApp. And there's this spreadsheet that I will share in the description, put together by a company that has a bunch of WhatsApp groups for different cities. And usually those are like word of mouth. They're a bit harder to find by design, I believe, so that it stays a bit exclusive, but through those groups you really find people who are like-minded, who tend to stay in the cities for a bit of time. They're not tourists, they're not your typical pub crawl crowd, like they're really there for at least a few months. And so those can be good people to connect with, and generally in these groups you have events that get organized that you can join, or you can even suggest your own event. Now, I think the most interesting part of this lifestyle is to meet locals. One way is with language exchanges. So there are two main events that I've found around the world. One is Mundolingo and then Blabla Exchange. Those are really cool because at least there's a reason why you go there. Like you want to practice a language. Let's say you speak Spanish and then you meet the locals and they want to learn Spanish. That's a good way to meet people and grow your network there. Now, workout clubs is also something big. Like in Japan, there is something called Sogo, which is every Sunday, and throughout the week they organize a workout. So, if you like working out, that's a good way to meet local or expats and locals there, and build up your network. Another way is spiritual groups. So let's say you have some religion, maybe you're Christian, you can go to your church. If you're Muslim, you can go to a mosque where you are. Especially if you're in Asia, it's more of a minority to be Christian or Muslim or Jew. And so there's a kind of tight-knit community, and you feel like you meet the locals that can show you things around, to give you the good tips. So that's a good way as well, going to a Friday night dinner or something. Another one is Toastmasters. If you're not familiar with Toastmasters, that's a group to train for public speaking. And generally people want to be good at speaking in English, to make a speech or to entertain. And so many cities, even though they're in Asia or South America, will have Toastmaster groups, and you can meet people there who are willing to speak English. And lastly, dating apps are good also to meet locals. You can set your intentions straight, whether you're single or not. But even if you're not single, you could say, okay, yeah, like I'm here to meet people. More and more I see dating apps used for that, and that's a great way to meet locals. And even Bumble, I believe, has a way to network and not do dating specifically. So this is also a good way to meet locals. So there you have it. That was my video about meeting new people in a new place. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to put more tips and tricks about being slow mad, or share more of my experience rather doing that while I'll keep traveling over the next year or so. Bye.